Alright, welcome to Make a Path Presents. Running a few minutes late here for our weekly discussion. This week it's the first weekly discussion after show since The Walking Dead went off for its break. So I thought this week we will discuss mainly The Walking Dead. I guess we can kick it off into other topics as well. Let me try to get the chat up on the chat. Yeah, right. The chat up on the screen. One of the topics I did... Oh, yeah. It's going to be an ultimate Q&A this week. I thought since it's the first after show back, I thought we would do like an ultimate Q&A. However, I did have one main question going into it. Who do you love now? Either new character for The Walking Dead or an older... Like, you could pick Daryl. He's been around since season 1. Or... I really want them to do something more with Aaron. I really want to see his story expand even greater than it was in the comic. So he's a character that is on my, list, rising up as one of my favorites. So, and I think it's cool that visually he looks like comic Rick Grimes. I think that's neat. All right, give me a second. We're going to get some people pouring in here. And I'm going to pop the chat out. I forgot to check. You guys will have to let me know. I forgot to check and see if YouTube fixed the live chat feature. So we're going to put the chat on the screen again this week. Let me see. Yeah, I did kind of want to go into a little update. There was two things I wanted to talk about. I forget what the second was. But I did want to get into a little update just to... Maybe I should wait until we get a little bit more people in here. Just to clarify what's going to go on this week. Let me move that. Let's see if we can get the chat in here. Let me move. There we go. And why is the chat so small on that screen? That's weird. There, that should help. Alright. There. So we got some of the chat on the screen now. Nope. Wrong way. Yeah. I fucked it up. Alright, there we go. Someone said Carol, or Spin likes Carol Magna, sexy as hell. What is your thoughts on the Whispers intro versus Negan? If you Make a Path Presents, all one word, it highlights it in orange, and it'll be easier for me to distinguish who's talking to me compared to who's talking to each other in the chat. So, just a little heads up. If I move over this way... Yeah, I'll slide this over more. Nope, not you. Slide that over more. And then, because I think that's a little small. Alright, Jared Gross with a $5 dono. Currently going through a breakup, and your vids have been helping keep my mind out of reality. Thanks for the great content, and keep it up. Well, thank you very much. Hope you keep your head up through that bullshit. It's hard to say. Usually people are better afterwards, so when the dust settles, you'll probably be better off. It's usually how it works. Nightmare Files, but it doesn't make it easier going through some shit, Nightmare Files with a $5 dono. Guys, make sure you like and recommend this live chat to others. This channel definitely deserves the attention it receives, plus more. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Nightmare Files. I really appreciate that support. Dylan Voorhees with another $5 dono. Everyone is hating on Tara, but I love her now that Jesus is gone. I can see her taking command of Hilltop. Why all Tara haters? Love you, bro. I appreciate that support. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if people are just not into that character or if it's a specific thing. I don't necessarily hate Tara, but I just she's kind of ran her course with me. However, I think the actress and the character can definitely make a comeback, and she could be a character that I personally find more interesting as it goes along. But do I think Michonne's character will be around in season 10? I hope so. I really hope so. Wait. Marco Velli45 says, Lefala, would you watch the show if they reboot it like HBO or something? I mean, that's never going to happen, but let's just say it did. Yeah, sure. It depends on, what the reboot looked like. If it was... You're not going to replace Rick Grimes anytime soon. So I would check it out out of curiosity, but to be honest, I don't know if I feel like going back through and watching all that again. You know what I'm saying? So, like, meeting the governor and all that. If they do it completely different, it might be a new level of interesting, but I want completely new and completely refreshing. I don't think I could tolerate a reboot, especially not this soon. Do you think we will... Dana Finkler, do you think Will the Negan will still get the alpha? I'm trying to decipher that. Do I think Negan will still get the comic? I don't know, to be honest. I think if they're stuck on or convinced to bring that to screen, I don't know. It's such a... It has oomph to it. It can definitely work. It can be brutal and just like what and shocking and insane on screen. It can. But if they don't build her up properly as like a really serious foe, and if her downfall at the hands of Negan doesn't turn it in a certain way, I don't want them to repeat the same mistakes in the comic. So, yeah, I think there's a chance they'll keep it the same as the comic, but I also think there's a chance that they might definitely remix that because it needs some type of correction. Ducky Plays 19. When and how would you think Dog will die? Because I really don't want a cliche cheap death. Spin also asked how long Dog will live, and that's another tricky one because what is the point of bringing Daryl Dixon back with a dog just to kill it off? Unless you're going for some cheap sad death. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary to kill the dog off, especially not yet. Build that attachment first. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It would be a cheap death, I feel. But if you had the dog around for season 9, season 10, season 11, and they killed the dog off, and we had this attachment, like Daryl and the dog became, a thing. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if there was more time to grow. I think it would have a bigger impact. So I'd want the dog to stick around a while and then get killed off. Is the comic worth reading? Heard it's trash now. I wouldn't say it's trash now. I wouldn't say that at all. I don't think it's ever been trash at all. There's been slow points. There was parts of the story I didn't like the relationship stuff in the prison, but I don't think it's even close to being trash. It's slow right now. I think it's better to read all at once. However, it's definitely worth reading, absolutely. Even if it's a little slow now, the other stuff before it was insane and awesome. So, Dwighty boy, Magna definitely gives Maggie, Rosita, and Jesse a run for their money when it comes to looks. Brian Clayton, Savage, Carol saves the show, bro. Pinoy Shinobi, do you feel like the foundation laid for Jesus by Gimple? He was unsalvageable by Kang and had to be killed off. Do you think? No, there's no character that's unsalvageable like that. And I'm talking who, if you make them terrible, it gets tricky. But Jesus wasn't a terrible character. He just didn't get as much of the awesome stuff as the comic character got. That's it. He's not even close to being unsalvageable. I mean, not even close. All they had to do was give him more screen time. The cool shit he did in the comic. That's it. I don't know why they killed him off. I think maybe they needed a strong death, and they knew he was not happy with the role, and they thought it fits. Do you think the newer characters won't fall to the same issues? I think all the characters have the potential to fall by the wayside. Do you see them killing off Eren soon? I hope not. I love him, Ross, as a person. I hope not. I don't think so. That'd be a little tricky. A little ahead of myself, but after the Whisperers War, the comic storyline really slows down. Any suggestions to pick up that storyline on TV? Ooh, to pick up the Commonwealth storyline on TV? Well, fortunately with TV, you get a little more room to breathe as compared to the comic. And I think with TV, I think it'd be a little more interesting to have some type of B story going on. That's a bit different and still high stakes, still interesting. Like, you can show the leadership, issues going on, but also have some sort of B story going on with the civilians themselves. It could be something like someone's grown weed, and where they grow weed or where they have drugs, or maybe somebody found a pharmacy that was never hit, never looted, and they make runs to the pharmacy. Maybe there's this, maybe they're making the shit in their bathtubs. I mean, people do it now. There's this whole pharma cartel. It's a pharmacy cartel, and they make knockoff, like, painkillers and shit like that. I mean, sometimes it's dangerous because when they mix it up, one pill might get 5 pills worth of the drug, and then another pill might get like half a pill's worth of the drug. So it's real fucked up. So you can incorporate something like that, something interesting and different that we haven't seen, that we know people would do in an apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? It could be bootleg, it could be moonshine. You can have, and that'd be an interesting take. Imagine in the Commonwealth if they had a prohibition on alcohol, so we can have people who have speakeasies, and maybe Rick, when they get there, they entertain or hang out in a speakeasy, and it's fun. It's they're hanging out and kicking back. It's like, okay, we don't tell the leaders, but this is how we kind of, Mercer takes them down. This is how we kind of vent and whatnot. And they're having fun, and it's a good old time. Then the next day, he realizes that that's heavily outlawed, and it's bad. Like, you can get banished for shit like that because of something bad that happened, past. I don't know. Add in something, interesting in within the communities, not just what the leaders are doing, like the civilians themselves. If you're going with the Commonwealth storyline. Me personally, it depends on where they're going with it. I wouldn't mind if the show skipped it altogether at this point. I just don't find a large community that interesting. Now, I still stand by, that's what they need to do. That's the only future in that world. You got to keep building. You can't ever go back. It's just logistically impossible to write a story going back. However, just what they're doing with the leadership, it just doesn't work for me. If we never knew the leadership and it was, that big, and you just never seen them, and it was like that invisible government type thing, and you're dealing with the people, and it was kind of more like an invisible threat, I don't know, I might find that a little more interesting. All right, let's see what we got. Frankie says, do you think Morgan will come back to the Walking Dead? At this point, I don't think so, unless they get rid of Fear and bring him on. Zelda Faz, is it phone users that don't see the chat live chat is using on PC? Nah, I see live chat on other channels on the phone. I know I checked a while back and it was working fine. I just forgot to check this week if it was working on this channel. YouTube has autoplay, and somebody's live video auto played, and when I went to shut it off, I picked up the phone and it was sideways, and I saw their chat feed scrolling. So it could just be that one glitch that week or something, Yeah, people give reasons they hate Tara. I don't dislike Tara, she's just boring, says Giovanni. Al, bro, what you sipping on? Nothing fancy. It's Pinnacle vodka and soda. That's it. I'm out of Jack Daniels. Chris, I'm new to your channel. Should I be worried about spoilers? Nah, we don't cover spoilers here. We do get into comic book stuff, though, and I try to, or I try to catch myself from going too spoiler heavy with the comic book stuff, but yeah, we do talk about comic book stuff sometimes. Binge watch your Last of Us streams for a while ago. The Last of Us Sloppy Drunk Gaming had me laughing my ass off. I cannot wait to bring some of those back. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. We needed. Let me see how many people are in here. I think it's the chat. The live stream's been open long enough. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about, and I know YouTubers annoy me with this too. So I'm gonna get personal for 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna shut it off, and we're gonna move on to something else. But we had a couple deaths in the family, like within 2 days apart. So this week I'm going to be a bit busy. Videos are likely not coming out. I'm going to have to travel to go to a funeral. I'm not going to get too deep into it. So there's that. Another thing, the internet situation. I've been talking for a while about how it's such an annoying thing to try to fix. And I finally got through and got some information about what's been going on. So let me just burn through this real quick because that's the most important thing. It's so bad. Like, we have to move. When the lease is up, we're moving because we can't get better internet. But what ended up happening is we moved into an apartment complex in North Carolina. And one day, after a year of being here, hardwired to the internet, everything's fine. They said, oh, we're going to install Wi-Fi in the whole place. It'll be great. You take out your garbage, you can have Wi-Fi. And it's like, why do I just pause it and then come back? It's so stupid. So I ignored it. And then a month goes by and they say, hey, we're going to have to charge you twice for internet since you have 2 internets in your house. And I said, that doesn't make sense. And they said, well, you didn't hand in your box. I said, oh, well, all right. So I unplugged the computer and the PlayStation, yada, yada, yada. Handed in the box, and then I went to plug it into the Wi-Fi that they install. They install it right into the wall. There's no way to plug it in, so then I contact the office. They said contact Spectrum. I contact Spectrum, and they said, yeah, there's no hard line. 2018, there's no hard line. You can only do Wi-Fi. That's it. So then it took me, we're talking about weeks to find out the truth. The truth is, and this is shady and shitty, and I'm going to rant a bit. What they do, apartment complexes do, is they make a deal with the internet company. They give everyone a base internet that is under what you need to successfully watch Netflix. We were getting 2 megabytes per second, which I think Netflix wants you at like 5 at the bare minimum. We were getting 2 megabytes a second. Upload speed was actually decent there, but for some reason download speed was no good. So I was like, well, this is just not going to cut it. Like, I need the best of the best. Like, I moved to Raleigh, or moved closer to Raleigh, to get fiber, to get the highest and fastest internet possible, and it's available in this area, but the apartment complexes, essentially, they block you out of it because they make a deal with the internet company. So now we can't get anyone else to come in here and do any other internet. I'm going to contact them to try to get a special work order put in so I can have my own internet or something like that, because I can't do just Wi-Fi only and then bouncing between 2 meg, whatever it is, between 2 to whatever. So I got them to bump it up a little bit. It still has issues, but long story short, I'm done talking about that. I just can't fathom in 2018 shit like that exists. But anyway, I'm not surprised. So yeah, essentially the apartment complex and the internet company, they both get like a kickback from it, and it's essentially stopping you from getting high-speed internet. When I first put a call into Spectrum, when I figured out what was going on, the lady immediately knew what I was talking about. She was like, you won't believe how many people called, and they're done when their lease is up. I don't know if any of y'all are in a situation like that with an apartment complex where they literally force you to get the internet that they have a contract with, or it's so fucking stupid. I got so mad. Anyway, let's go to the fresh comments. AR family, what is your take on Henry taking Comic Carl storyline? I think if the actor has the range, I'm cool with it. I mean, there's nothing we could do. Carl is gone. You know what I'm saying? So as long as the replacement has that range, I'm good with it. Rosita is cheating on Gabe with whom? Or does she have a dude in each community? Yeah, she's got dudes everywhere. Like I said before, I just don't think they're going in that direction. They could, absolutely. I just don't feel like they are. We'll have to see, though. How do you think Rick and gang would have handled The Last of Us Infected? The same way. It's just a different type of zombie. I think they would. Actually, the world's a bit different too. So, there's a bunch of different Commonwealth type places that's run by the military. But yeah, it would be the same shit. It would just be a lot more intense with those type of zombies. What do you think about the possibility of Rick and Morgan meeting up again? I think it's slim, very slim. Thank you very much. Can you film me? Who do you think the Breaking Bad movie will focus on? At this time, they said Jesse Pinkman, as far as I know. Aaron having conflict with Michonne about her not wanting to fight the Whisperers would be interesting, especially because he would want to achieve his and Jesus' wishes about uniting the communities. Lori, I just got drunk off Pinnacle Fruit Punch last weekend. Shoo, it was a rough 2-day hangover, though. Thank you very much. I will say something crazy about... I don't want to get too personal, but... I don't know. I won't talk about it, but I will say this, though. Something crazy happened is... my uncle passed away a few days ago, right? And my other uncle put out a Facebook, like a rest in peace. Rest in peace, Uncle so-and-so. And somebody on his wife's side of the family messaged him. And they were like, oh my God, what happened to our uncle, yada yada. And he was like, oh, no. Because they had the same name. So imagine it's like Uncle Ed. And then his husband's side of the family was like, oh my God, Uncle Ed died? I didn't even know. I just spoke to him. And my uncle said, oh, no. It was my uncle on my side of the family. True story. The next day, their uncle died too. There was 2 Uncle Eds in 2 days in the same family. One was on my side, my uncle's side, and then his wife's side. How insane is it to have 2 uncles die, same names, right? And then have that type of conversation happen on Facebook, and then for him to, their uncle to die the very next day. That shit blew my mind today. That's just the coincidence of that. It's crazy. Brian Ackham, what is it that killed Beth like that? It was such a stupid move. She could have reunited with her group, sister, brother-in-law, and the way they did it was so confusing. Well, here's the way I look at it. Beth's death got them to Alexandria. If you look at the story, that's how it syncs up. It's like color by numbers. Beth most likely was not meant to be a long-running character. So when you add 2 and 2, that's it. She was just not a character who was written to have a long-lasting. And she got the screen time she got because they wanted to give her a little more shine before they just killed her off. And they connected it. They needed her to have an impact so they could connect it to them getting to Alexandria. Because remember, they took, what's his name? Because she said she was going to take him. So when they're sitting down writing this, they're writing it and they're piecing it together in that way. And then fans will watch it and they'll grow a connection, or they'll want, Beth to carry on with Maggie or this, that, and the third. But in reality, how they wrote it, it had a specific purpose. And it did, and it served its purpose. But sometimes fans just don't like it, or, I personally, I thought they should have had a little more with the female cop there. It just, for me, it was a bit sloppy. It was a bit clunky. I mean, it was still filmed well, but the acts and what everyone did, I don't know. I'm going to be driving to PA this week. I'm actually going to work on my car tomorrow. Just so it'll make the trip. I got a junker. I got a beater. So I'm going to fix something on it tomorrow. That's why I said the videos this week might be a little lackluster. Blu-ray Addict. Thoughts on the new Breaking Bad film that they're going to be making? Honestly, at this time, I really don't have any thoughts. Once I put out my little video, which is like how you could do a Breaking Bad movie, outside of that, My only thoughts is I hope it's good. That's it. I mean, I personally don't care what the story tells as long as, because I want more from that story, from that, from those characters, from that story. I want to know more. So Megapath presents slow zombies or fast zombies. I'm not a one or the other kind of guy. I always gotta have, and I always appreciate my classic slow zombies. They're my favorites. However, fast zombies, if people film them right, I do enjoy. I think the reason I hate fast zombies, outside of the fact that it kind of breaks that illusion, zombies work in a way because they're undead, but they're all like sloppy. Having a fast zombie be agile, and for me, it just doesn't work that way unless it was done differently, like the Last of Us. I like how that connected. As far as people filming it now, not just nowadays, but it just seems like people shake the camera. Oh, look at that fast zombie. Let's shake the camera, show spit, and that's it. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. So if they film it right, I love them both. Who do you think will witness the heads-on pikes in the show? I would have to say off the top of my head, Daryl, Carol, Michonne, Aaron. Those four. Henry should be there. Lori and Lydia. So who went with Maggie? No, she didn't travel that far to Georgie's alone, but I'm not seeing that anyone else is missing from Hilltop. It could be Cal, it could be Eduardo, it could be the guards at the Hilltop, it could be Dante. Dante could have came in, had his introduction off screen, and he could have escorted her there. I think that works if they are bringing Dante in. And Dante is a character from the comic who has a liking to Maggie. That'd be a better way to bring him in. Have him be the one who... Because you're already building a connection between them two. And then we can show up in the middle of it and see them have a little bit of banter. Instead of having him be brand new. Meowcat Bissy. Why do you think Fear executives took the show in a different direction? I.e. not sticking to the beginning of the apocalypse. Honestly, and I feel like this is on the money, it's too expensive. When you show the downbreak and the downfall of society, you need destruction, you need smoke, you need crowds of people, you need shit going on, fast paced, you gotta choreograph it, whoop-de-whoop. It's actually easier for them to create a set, have a couple military guys, have a small crowd they can control, because it's not just having the crowd, it's choreography. You know how long it is to come in and get everyone choreographed to move at a certain time? It is very time consuming. But if they're all just standing around at this military base waiting for rations, you simply tell the whole crowd, stand still, look annoyed, yada, yada, yada. And then one or two people, okay, move in the background this way. And then they're done. But with an outbreak, very expensive. You got to now choreograph everything, time consuming, yada, yada, yada. So I think it was just money, in all honesty. Low key, no pressure. What shows are you watching right now? Right this minute, I'm not watching anything. I do want to check out The Mayans, and the Haunting at Hill House is another one I haven't watched yet. And there's a couple others on my list. Sizzle 2290. Do you think the Whisperers should bookend 9B with the 6-year time skip and the fair dominating the storyline? Do you think the Whisperers should bookend 9B with the 6-year time skip and the fair dominating? I have no idea what you're talking about. I get you up until the 6-year time skip, because in order to bookend something, you would have to come in the beginning and in the end. But the 6-year time skip happened before the Whisperers even showed up. So I don't know what you're saying there. But do I think the Whisperers should continue all throughout Season 9? Absolutely, if that's what you're saying. Should we get a big focus on the Fair? Yes, because that's going to play an important part in interweaving the story between the Fair, the survivors, and the Whisperers. So, Albro, Ronnie, why do you think Gabriel kept Anne's secret, especially after Rick's body going missing? Kept Anne's secret. I think at this time, Gabriel just assumes that Anne left. and it's completely different than what was going on with Rick. Because keep in mind, Gabriel was with Anna at the trash community. And then she bounces. She leaves. He doesn't know she came back. He doesn't know she came near there. He doesn't know any of that. So he could be hiding it. Sure, keeping it a secret. But in his mind, he's probably seeing it as two different events that happened in the same bad day. Mohan Singhal with a $10 dono. An issue with the leader conquer things that you mentioned last stream is that when you spend so much time with leads in earlier seasons, we get mad when they aren't in other developmental episodes. An issue with the leader conquer things that you mentioned. Okay, I get what you're saying. We get mad when they aren't in other developmental episodes. Yeah, that's what we talked about previously, where a lot of writers have the lead character come into a new place. That's what you're talking about, right? And they conquer. No matter what it is, they're the lead, they're the focus, even of a new community that's huge and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always have to be like that, but you see why they do that. Where do we go? Alright, let's see. Raga09, what happened to the Sanctuary's workers? We know most soldiers either died or joined one of the communities. It seemed like there were dozens of them, workers back in Negan's days. I would imagine they integrated into the other communities or went off on their own. Jordan Leedon, if Doomsday Kingdom was ever made into a show, what would it be like? What would it be like? Which TV network, etc.? Well, I think, honestly, let's pretend it even made it that far. I wouldn't be in control of it. Not even close. Yeah, so it's out of my hands. Once I sell it, it's out of my hands. I think Kirkman's a special case. It's not always like that. As far as a TV network, I would hopefully like to see it on something like HBO or Netflix or something that doesn't have as much restrictions. Not on cable. I think cable is dead. This refraining from violence or sexuality or curse words or gore, I think that's in the past. It should be like, if you don't want your kids watching it, don't let your kids watch it type thing. There's now, as things are getting better, we have passcodes and yada yada yada. You can put a code in your tablet phone that shuts down anything that's R-rated or PG-13, whatever rating you have. So it just can't be on a cable, because that would neuter the storyline way too much. Speaking of Doomsday Kingdom, the printer finally got the copy sent out, and they're in the mail, heading right here. So then I'm going to get them, send the stuff to the UK that needs to get sent to the UK, and then I'll turn around and start shipping. They'll probably get here when I'm at, in PA though. So the moment I get back, I'm going to begin shipping out the Doomsday Kingdom orders. So we're here, finally. I'm going to do everything in my power to get them all shipped out before Christmas though, as best I can. Meowcat Bissy, what do you think of Aerosmith? That's my favorite music to dance to right now. I like Aerosmith. Yeah, I like Aerosmith. I remember I had a CD. Oh, jeez, man, when I was, I forget, like 15. And it was like a red CD with maybe a little blue in it. It was like Aerosmith Greatest Hits. Yeah. I don't know a lot of the songs by name, but I do know I like a handful of them. Sava Savkovic. I am incredibly worried that we are going to be losing way too many big characters with upcoming Heads on Spikes. Thought that they are killing too many we care about. Thoughts that they are killing way too many we care about? It's possible they're going to push the envelope with that. It's definitely possible.
You guys have been waiting for this cute fella. Aww.
Look at that face. It's like, put me down. What? I hate you. Always knocking my stuff over. You can see, if you guys see stuff in the background, I tried to keep the cat out of the office as much as humanly possible anymore.
Hey, she's trying to bite my hair.
And, look, she's going for your hair. If you'll notice stuff in the background is knocked over, it's because she'll sneak in every now and then when we open the door, and she'll just lunge. She took out it. It's like face down over there. Anyway, Ronnie, if
she
they
didn't like it.
No, she doesn't like clowns. If they promote the Whisperer War in season 10, do you think it'd be cool if season 10 character portraits had our survivors wearing walker skins in the portraits? No. I love that, but keep that a secret. Like, hold that, and then come out with that just at the right time. But in the show them. No, don't even think about it, Chibi. Honey, you want to get ready for bed, get all cuddled up, and get Chibi out of here, buddy?
No.
Yes. You should check out Vikings on it. Yeah, I'm going to get there one day. I've watched a little bit of it. I just, I don't know. I just don't have an interest in burning through it. Not just yet. I do like some of what I saw, though. Are you going to grow your hair out? No, probably not. Ronnie, what kind of vape are you running? I have no idea. It's a Smock. It's a Smock Pro Color, and it's got... I don't even know what it is. It's Devil's Punch Bowl or something? Is the flavor?
No.
Is that for me? Will the princess be as annoying on TV as she is in the comic? Most likely. How do we fix the franchise, Ronnie? That's going to be hard with Rick gone, but they're headed in the right direction. What they're doing is working. It's definitely working. That Skull Trooper figure in the background, smiley face. Yeah, he's cool as hell. Oh, McFarlane Toys reached out to me the other day, and they want to send me the other Fortnite figures, so that'll be cool. They're not out yet, but it's the Raptor and the Black Knight, or Black Knight. That'll be cool. Because then I can, after the review, I can re-gift them. Except for the Raptor, I'm keeping his Honey. I'm gonna kill your cat. That's where the hard drive is, though. And we're not gonna have a repeat of that, yo.
Hey.
Do you think a Whisperer can go undercover and infiltrate in the fair, or one of our survivors go undercover in the Whispers? I think it's possible for either or. Absolutely. I think Whisperers have to go undercover for the fair. They have to. I think that's something they should correct. Chibi Beezy. They should correct from the comic. Because in the comic they made it seem like, I think even Kirkman mentioned in the letter hacks that it was all alpha, and I didn't like that one bit. I didn't, because it's just, I don't buy it. Time-wise, it's not enough time. It's not, I mean, come on. To skin them all, to butcher them all, it feels better if it was a crew of Whispers, Q reacts. Where did Rosita go after she told Michonne and Sadiq about Daryl and company being in danger? She just disappeared. Can you not, Chibi? No. She was healing. She was dehydrated, so I think she was there. She was just chilling because she wasn't feeling right. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy, Def should check it out. Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy. Do you think Dwight will return? Oh, hold on, I missed a super chat. Damn it. I was too slow getting to that. I think he should return. Absolutely. I don't think there's any reason to keep Dwight out of it. You know what? I did miss a few super chats. I didn't even see this one pop up. Frankie Ramirez, thank you very much for the $5 dono. Jason Reed, I didn't get that one. $5 dono. I think all of the relationships are foreshadowing. One from each will be on a head pike. Oh, listen. Wait. Will be a head on a pike as a way of saying, no, this isn't the way things are anymore. Yeah, I do agree that there's definitely going to be at least one person from each community. I've seen a lot of comments where people said, what community's going to have, the massacre happen? And I don't agree with that. I think it's going to be multiple from each community. We're going to have one person from Magnus Group, one, Savior, or at the very least, and one from Kingdom, one from Alexandria. Because think about it, that's what is going to bring them all into it. It's not just Alexandria's problem. It's not just the Kingdom's problem. It's not just the Hilltop's problem. And you can even see that with Michonne's storyline and how she's there to only protect Alexandria. This is all of their problem. And I think that's what's going to bring them together, especially with Michonne being only being against going out into the broken world, this is what's going to push them to keep those open bridges between the communities. Because a villain like this, it's a danger to them all. It's not just one community. Honey, we're going to have to put that cat out of here, honey. We have to shut the door. Mohan Singhal with a $10 dono.
No.
An issue with the leader. Okay, I did
got a
cover
good
that one.
idea. Put up.
Okay, here we go. Mohan Singhal with a $10 dono. Ronnie, it'd be cool to see the Negan-Daryl beta fight scene, but it'd also be as cool if they did the alpha head cut with Negan. And then he said, wait till Daryl gets a look at you to gain Daryl's trust. Yeah, that could work. I like the Gabriel one just because of Gabriel being a man of God, and then, I don't know. It works either way. It honestly does. Jason Reed with a $10 dono. I predict that all of these relationships are foreshadowing. One from each will end up... Okay, so we did cover that. Wait, did you do that twice? Oh, I'm sorry. You did donate twice. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that, though. Alright, so we are caught up. Let me go back over here. Wait, did we get a new one? Who's your most hated character in TV history? Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky. Okay. I'm not going to say characters that I just couldn't stand. Like, I couldn't stand Beth for a good chunk. Nothing against the actress. I just couldn't stand the character. But I'm talking about interesting story. The character was interesting, but I hated the character, and it was good. Agent Stahl from Sons of Anarchy. Probably one of my all-time hated, but not like, this is bad, it's ruining the show. Hated like, I can't wait till Opie, rips her limb from limb. If you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, listen, that's one of my most hated characters. I could not wait till she got what she got coming to her. Now we know what Ronnie wants for Christmas. It. I already have It. He's sitting right here. I got the DVD. I got the clown.
No,
I got the other
I
clown.
know why he or she said that, because
Why?
like you said, she knocked down my It. Like,
Oh,
they probably thought
it didn't
broke
break.
it.
No, it didn't break. It's right here. Well, maybe, yeah, they're coming out with a new one, if that's what you mean. It's got different heads and stuff. I don't have the GameStop exclusive. Hint, hint. I'm joking. Don't, because I love the look of that.
First one.
Yeah. Yo, NECA is killing it. It's like a little mini statue for $20. That's insane. That's worth every cent.
Ew, that's weird.
What?
His mouth is so...
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's so...
They painted his mouth and they actually put it in there. His mouth open. It's two different pieces. It's all a bunch of different pieces. I think that's where.
on the mouth.
Yeah, they actually paint the mouth, the teeth, and they glue it in his face. It's not like they get in there with little, and it's all sloppy. No, they did an incredible job. Ronnie, what if they were drinking Jim's beer, confirming that they had some visit from Morgan or the others from Fear sometime in between the time skip? That'd be nice if Morgan and them did visit in between the time skip. I think that'd be cool. I want Henry's head on one of those pikes. We don't need him after that. Carl is pretty much non-existent after issue 144. Excuse me.
And here's his other one.
I don't know if I agree with that. I would like to see some cool stuff, but you're right. He does take a backseat. A lot of the characters do, though.
Gray.
What? Yeah, he's all gray. For the 909 episode trailer where Alden and Luke were in the woods surrounded by whispers, could this mean that they are being taken for the border? No, not at all. I don't believe that at all. Our heroes have Lydia captured, and when we see Luke and Alden, it only makes sense that Alpha's going to take them, and she's smart, she knows what's going on, and keep them as trade bait to trade for Lydia. And it lines up with what they did similar to the comics. So I don't think it could be set up like foreshadowing Luke being killed, but I don't believe they're going to kill him. And I don't think the border's coming this soon. It it doesn't make sense story-wise for the border to come within the next 2 or 3 episodes in season 9. But if that scene happens way later, yeah, maybe it's possible. I work for Mountain Baker Vapor, bro. MBV from Washington, but reside in AZ. I could hook it up. Nice. Is that like THC? What else we got? Okay, Nasty Nate at Make a Path presents. Ronnie, have you checked out The Punisher with John Bernthal? Oh, I love that shit. Hell yeah. Kurt Cobain, hey Ronnie, any thoughts on Death Stranding? I'm interested. That's as far as it goes. Yeah, that's it. I haven't looked into anything about what it's about except for the trailer. I just know it's weird and I'm interested. Do at Make a Path presents because then it highlights it. For those talking to me, if you're just talking in the chat to others and stuff, you're good. But if you want the question to directly get to me, at Make a Path presents because then it highlights it on the screen. Blu-ray Addict says, I hate that they are canceling all the Marvel Netflix originals. Yeah, I honestly thought they were going to do Punisher one more. They were going to squeeze one more. Daredevil. And then cancel it. Because the thing is, Disney, I believe it's Disney, right? Disney or Marvel or whatever. They're coming up with their own streaming service. So they don't need Netflix anymore. And I have a feeling that played a big role in it. That played a big part in it. So you never know. It could come back. It could come back for Disney. It depends on the legality and technicalities and all that shit. Because they'll always keep the rights. They just licensed it out to Netflix to air it. So, Nick Tim, would you prefer Rick to find the group or someone from the group to find Rick whenever the reunion occurs? I feel like he has to find the group. Because they don't know where he's at, but he knows where they're at. Unless they find him. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be weird if they find him and they're like, yo, why didn't you come?
It just fell.
That's all right. I'll pick it up later. Why didn't you come look for us? I think Rick will look like a giant ass in that case. All right. Here we got some super chats. What's with the numbers on the screen? Subi with a $10 dono. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. You are a legend, all caps. I've been watching you since I was in high school back in 2015 along with Trev as a streamer. I know the donos mean a lot, so here you go, homie. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Yeah, watching me. You had me nervous. You were like watching way back in high school. I was thinking, oh shit, how long have I been doing YouTube for? Hasn't been that long. 5 years, I think. Yeah. 5 years. Is it? Going on 5 years. Who would you say out of the main group of characters are now that Carl Maggie... Wait, what? Who would you say out main group of characters are now that Carl Maggie... Either you're missing a word or two, or my brain is kicking me in my brain. I think you're trying to say who is the main out of our group? Everyone since earlier seasons. No, you said G. Who would you say is the main group left? Main characters, Daryl, Carol, Michonne. Who else we got? Daryl, Carol, Michonne. Am I missing anybody? Honestly, Negan, Gabriel, Rosita, yada. Even I think some of them are going to die soon. They are the main ones now. Who's your least favorite female character on The Walking Dead? Tara, honestly. She just doesn't do it for me. Eric Cockrell. Yo, Hayes, Eric from Baltimore. Do you think the Rick trilogy should be R-rated? Hells yeah. Hell yeah. Is Pennywise made from the same company that did Alex DeLarge from Clockwork Orange? I believe so. I think NECA did them too. Nick Tim. Would you prefer Rick to discover... Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I skipped these super chats. Mohan Singhal with a $5 dono. Is it just me or does Beta on the show look like a scary drunk hobo clown who wears rotting skin? Are you sad we won't see the Lydia Carl eye socket? I mean, I am a bit disappointed in that one. That would have been so funny to see some reactions online. That would have been like the weird, wait, what? Huh? It makes you wonder what they're going to replace in that case. Maybe they're not going to go in that sick, weird way. But you are, no matter what you do, because Henry's a clean-cut kid, you are going to lose a certain dynamic there because... that made a lot of sense. Carl walked around like a freak. He covered his face up because he looks like a freak. He had his eyes shot out. He looks repulsive. And he knows people can't eat and look at him. They can't, you know, he has to keep that eye covered when they go to dinner because looking at him literally makes people sick. Like, that's heartbreaking for a kid to go through. That's utterly gutting. And then to have this girl show up and you know, he is as beautiful to her as, or as handsome to her as, you know, anybody else. It's just, it clicks, it works because she's weird and she's a freak. It's a funny scene, it's a demented scene, it has a, I don't know. But we lose all that because Henry's clean cut, so it doesn't fit, not even a little bit, not even if they remix it. So I don't know. Yeah, he does kind of look like a hobo clown, but I love it though. ZFR Entertainment with a $2 dono. Thank you very much for that $2, brother. Hey, Ronnie, was Jesus' death actually, did you get a cooler out with the Addy today at night? Okay, what in the fuck? Hey, Ronnie, was Jesus' death actually, did you get a cooler out with the Addy today at the night and I will beat him in a creek? What in the mother friggin'... I don't even know. You need to stop drinking, sir. Mind of the North Star, $2 dono. Thank you very much for that support. Do you think the border will come as the last scene for season 9? I think it's possible. At this time, it's possible. Meowcat, Bissy, Ronnie, when are we Skyping? Probably not this week, but next week for sure. Because I'm, for a good chunk of this week, I'm not even going to be near internet, to be honest. Yeah, I think there's going to be like one whole day of driving there, another whole day of driving back, and then even being there, we're probably staying in one place that just doesn't have good internet at all, so it'll probably be next week. What lies beneath? It's not an issue unless they make it so the same with race issues, gender issues, such. They make it worse putting attention on it. Oh, you guys must... My bad. You guys are probably talking about something else. Fox King. Hey, Ronnie, was Jesus' death actually... Did you... Okay, you just repeated that, and I still don't know what you're saying. you copy-pasted it with all the typos there, brother. I don't know what you're saying. Ruthie. That's a cool Predator head. Which one is it? Oh, that's actually the Fox Connect. It's probably the cheapest Predator head you can get. I mean, when I got it, I'm almost positive they sent that for review. When I was even a small channel, I only had like 5,000 subs, but I'm almost positive they sent that in for review, and there was a whole big thing around it, but I won't get into it. And like they were supposed to release it, but they didn't, so there's only a very limited amount. Anyway, they released it fully in the UK, and I think for like $150 or $200 you could still get that. It comes with the Blu-ray and everything, so nice. But I love it. For Predator stuff, it's mad expensive. There's a lot of busts out there that look incredible that are just like $800, $900. It's insane. Joe Silva. Any bold predictions for last season of GOT? Really? Yeah, the throne is going to be destroyed. That's it. It's my only main prediction for seasons now. Regan Simpson. What's the most pissed you have been after reading a spoiler because you really didn't want to know? Oh, the most pissed. You know what's funny? I can't even count the biggest one because I was the most pissed when they did the cliffhanger the way they did, and then by the time we found out, it slowly, and there was just no oomph to it. The most pissed? I'm sure there was a time I'm gonna forget. I don't remember the specifics. I'll give you one example. I don't remember which spoiler it was, but I'll give you an example of a time I was just furious with a spoiler I got, and it wasn't even from someone in a spoiler community. And this is why I get edgy when people try to message me, "Oh, watch out, beware spoilers," because somebody did that shit. Somebody literally, I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know what they were thinking. It was like 2 seasons ago. Somebody hit me up. Every time spoilers leak, people always will message me and be like, "Oh, spoilers are out, whoop-de-whoop." Well, this person was like, spoilers are out, and the way they worded it, you would have to be a moron not to pick up on what the spoiler was. But because they didn't come right out and say it, I guess they didn't realize it, but they essentially said it. You know what I'm saying? I was so mad because here it wasn't like in a comment, it was someone who was warning me, "Hey, spoilers are out there, bud," and it was like this, and this. And they spoiled it. And I was like, what? I forget the specifics about that one, but I was tight. I was like, come on, bro. Lindsay Luke, if Lauren Cohan chooses not to return as Maggie, do you think it would be okay to recast? No, have her killed. I'm not a fan of recasting. It never works. For me, personally, I know some people don't care. They'll recast the character, it's fine. But for me, it ruins it all. It kills it all. Gregory Mahoney, I believe that's how you say it. Have you heard about The Walking Dead Typhoon, the new novel set in China? No, I haven't heard about that at all. Blu-ray Addict, you looking forward to Rob Zombie 3 from Hell? The sequel to The Devil's Reject and House of a Thousand Corpses. I love The Devil's Rejects and consider it a modern-day horror masterpiece. What's funny is I just watched those two back-to-back a little while ago. It's on HBO. I remember I was doing something, and I was doing some type of work where... what was I doing? It was something around the house. Maybe I was cleaning or something, and I wanted to put something on my phone, and I put that on. And I'm not a fan of it. I get what they're going for, but I'm not a fan of it. So no, I'm not looking forward to it. I'll watch it if it comes out. It didn't really do much for me. I don't know. There's some parts of it that's fun and interesting, and I get where they're going. I think I like House better because with the sequel, especially with the end, I just I felt annoyed. It went more into like this stylized, and I just wanted the movie to play out. I don't know. Those two didn't do it for me. But I get what people like about it. What Lies Beneath said, they got rid of my favorite characters but added all these females and such. Well, what females did they add? Michonne's been there. Carol's been there. I mean, Maggie's gone, but Tara's been there. Oh, Magna, Yumiko, and whatever. They're from the comics, so it's not like they came in and said, "Oh, we're going to add a bunch of chicks." And the only guy they took out was Rick. I mean, Jesus just died, but we also lost Maggie, so we lost Rick. We lost Jesus, but we lost Maggie. And is there any other female? Nope, maybe not. Eric Cockrell said, Eric here, do you think we may start to find Rick's survival clue through the AIN show? I don't know what you mean there. I don't think we should expect any Rick survived clues anytime soon. It doesn't do anything for the story, but make it a slow, painful journey, to the movies. It doesn't do anything. Rick needs to, in their eyes, I feel he needs to stay dead to them. At least until Rick's second movie comes out. We're talking, imagine them knowing Rick is alive for years. It's fine that Rick knows, because now we got to see what situation he's in, but having them know too, and clues and leading into that, I think that's a mistake. They should leave it, he's dead, and then it should be a surprise. Not only that, logistics wise, when they're trying to distinguish between which writer is doing it, either Gimple or Angela Kang. It doesn't make any sense to, put breadcrumbs in there, especially not yet, I feel. Do you think it was Jesus was killed by the red machete from the shorts? Do you think Jesus... No, I don't. No. Even if he was, we'd never know about it. Because I don't think they stayed around and collected all the weapons afterwards. Jermaine Hearn said, will the story structure for Doomsday Kingdom be divided into arcs like The Walking Dead, or will it be one cohesive arc from the beginning to end? That is not a Walking Dead thing. That's for all comics, so yes, it's going to be arcs. Yeah, the arcs usually range depending on, I believe it's the trade paperbacks. That's every 6 issues. There's like an arc. However, you don't have to stick with that. A lot of times the story arc will be 3 issues or 4 issues. That's when they come out. Fear the Hunters, 4 parts. That's in the whatever arc from the volume. So yeah, there is arcs to it, but that's only because that's how comics are brought out. Yeah, there's no way around that. Even if I didn't want them to be, there's just no way around it. Sean Sims, have you ever been to Walker Stalker? No. If so, how was it? No, I haven't. Stormy Swords. Ronnie, do you think that it could be interesting to bring back Carl, but in a form of Negan's conscious and Negan literally sees and talks to him? No, not at all. Never bring anyone back that's a ghost. I think that's... It just shows that you made a mistake and you don't know how to correct it. So now you're bringing back dead characters as ghosts. I don't think it works. You could do it for a scene, a moment, or this and this and this. That's fine. Like Rick seeing Shane, that type of hallucination. Yeah, that worked. But not have Negan talk to dead Carl. That doesn't work. Ironic, because it's not Carl. So for the audience, it doesn't matter because it's not Carl. Hey, Ronnie, did Rick go to New Jersey in a helicopter, perhaps Alabama? I don't know where he went. Have you seen the Negan Tekken 7 gameplay footage? Not yet. I didn't even know that was out yet. Ronnie, do you want to see Tara's head on a spike like I do? Laugh out loud. Love you, brother. Matt kills all these other YouTube channels. Yep, they're all on spikes. Or pikes, whatever. I mean, I don't need to see your head on a pike, but if they put it there, I won't be mad. I think it'd be pretty neat. What else we got? Jordan Leadon, could you please untangle your headphones? It's driving me crazy. Are they tangled up? Why are you tangled, headphones? There we go. Is that better? I'm going to get different ones. I forgot what happened to the other ones. I think I broke the other ones, but I'm going to get a different set. Ronnie, the Passage TV show is premiering next month on Fox. Are you going to check it out? It's like a pre-apocalypse Last of Us. Yeah, I'll check it out. I never heard of it yet. I'll look it up, though. The Passage? Is there zombies? Yeah, because you said, like, The Last of Us. Passage. Fox. I'll look that up. Sharp Striker. What would you grade Angela so far as showrunner? Oh, I definitely give it 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I'm really liking what's going on. I still feel like there's a huge hole without Rick. I seen a trailer of like one of those recap. It just it auto played on Facebook and it just showcased like a recap of all the seasons, like super quick, right? And I'll be honest, there was a part of me that's like, yeah, I'm really loving what's going on, but man, I miss Rick, yo. I miss the hell out of Rick. Cameron Roughfoot said, oh, I want to read the comics. Do I get the volumes rather than the compendiums? By the way, I really love what you do. Thanks. Thank you very much for the support. I say get whatever you find cheaper. The volumes are probably going to cost you more. If you buy the compendium, you get 48 issues in one book. If you buy the volumes, you're only getting 6 issues for every volume. So for that same 48, you're going to have to buy I forget what it is. You guys do the math real quick. You're gonna have to buy a stack of volumes, and it's gonna cost you a lot more. If you could buy the compendium right now for $30 on Amazon. If the cover price is $60, if you buy the volumes, they're $15 a volume. So you're gonna have to do you're gonna have to pay twice as much just getting them in volumes. So I think it's cheaper to get them in the compendiums. But I think it's more comfortable to read in the volumes, to be honest. So look at what you find in your area, volumes or compendiums. If not, check online like Amazon. Do you have your own theory on heads on pikes? Yes, I do. I got my heads on pikes video coming. I could make that sooner. I was gonna make the heads on pikes prediction. I was in no rush. I was gonna do that when, like, let's say the beginning of February, when we're closer to the show coming back, because I honestly feel like it's not gonna happen right away. So, but if you guys want that sooner than later, I could push that up a bit. Could the final Rick movie be like the series finale for the show? It's possible. With the cast members entering the film and meeting Rick, yeah, it's possible. It depends on how it all comes together in a few years, and it really depends on what they're trying to do for their streaming service. Like I said, right now you need to connect it to your cable, but down the line it's only going to work if it doesn't have to have a connection. You can only have internet, you sign up, and you're good to go. I think that's the direction they need to go. And if they go in that direction, they can do whatever they want. They can end the show and come out with just movies. They can combine them. It doesn't matter. As long as we're getting entertainment, as long as we're getting the story, it doesn't matter how they bring it out. Because it's very different putting it on TV and then airing it on a streaming service. It's definitely different. They need to bring Morgan back to the main show. We're losing so many OGs. I would like him to come back. I think a part of the deal is if Morgan goes to Fear, they're going to make him the lead. So I don't see them just bringing him back unless something happens. Ronnie, do you think any of the cast are familiar with MAP? Oh, there's a handful. I don't know about everyone. I don't know about higher ups and shit like that, but there's a number. There's people that have reached out to me online. There's people that I've talked to. And I'm talking about like cast. As far as some of the newer people, I've had a handful reach out that were like, yep, we went and studied the channel. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm not going to put anyone on blast, but yeah, they watch, especially people just being hired. I mean, there's a real strong chance that Magnus Actress caught a couple videos or looked into the channel, whoop-de-whoop, because there's a couple that, and you'll hear some of them say that on this channel when we start rolling out the interviews, but I don't know if some of the older, they probably don't. They probably just, read a headline or a review that comes out just to keep up. I don't know. Wait. Is showrunner more important than writers and directors? Yeah, the showrunner is running the show. So, as far as how that all breaks down, I know a lot of people talk about the directors being like the bomb. That's the case for movies. They're directing the whole shit. But for TV show, that's really different. They bring in directors. Directors don't know. Directors aren't writing the story. They don't know the story. They'll bring in the director, and they have these meetings with the director, and they tell them what's going on. They give them the tone, and they give them the breakdown of the characters and certain shit like that. And that the directors on the TV show, if they're bringing them in, I don't know if they, like Greg Nicotero, that's going to be different, because he's also executive producer and shit like that. But if they just bring them in as a director, and they bring a lot of people in to direct, they give them this stuff and whoop-de-whoop. The director can't just say, you know what, we're going to kill Daryl in this episode. They have no power like that on the show. The showrunners, and I'm sure there's other stuff, especially with what AMC's doing now with branching out. But the showrunner, the writers, director, I think that would be the hierarchy on a TV show, The Walking Dead. I was edgy when the comic Commonwealth arc began, and nothing so far has made me change my mind. Disappointing. Yeah, I get it if people don't like the arc so far in the comic. Lionel Watson, did you like the Langmore dad from Ozark coming back as a ghost? Oh, no. Nope, didn't like that. I'm not big on the ghosts. Again, because it's not the real character. I was fine with it because I think they only did it in the one episode, or maybe 2 episodes at the most. Yeah, you're right. Remember when they were sitting in the car? It was only for an episode or 2, and it was kind of like the kid was talking to himself kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I would have preferred if they take that out. I don't dig the whole characters are talking to ghosts because, again, that ghost, it's a figment of the character's imagination. So it's not the ghost character. It's not that character. We got Mine the North Star with a $2 dono. Expert Fusion with a $5 dono. Do you think they will ever do a TV series spinoff based on the Telltale Games storyline? I would love to see Clementine on the big screen. At this time, no. Simply because I don't know how that works legally speaking with the rights and everything. I would imagine Telltale has some type of rights off it. Again, based on the contracts, I don't know how that works. All I do feel like I know, again, we don't know what deals are set up in place, but I would imagine AMC has the rights for the comic and what has appeared in the comic. If it's a storyline outside of the comic, that is not a part of the deal with AMC. So AMC can't go anywhere near that. Just because those characters exist in the comic universe, legally speaking, AMC would have to pay to add Clementine and Lee. You can't use those characters. They were not a part of the base deal. The deal that they made with Kirkman was the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead characters in the comic book series, not the spin-offs and not the comics, not the one-shots and yada, yada, yada. So at this time, unless other stuff is revealed that, it was more inclusive, I don't believe there's any chance at all, not even a little tiny bit, to see Clementine in the show, unless something different happens behind the scenes. Mohan Singhal with a $5 dono. Who do you think is hotter, Magna or Rosita? When it was between Maggie and Rosita, I thought Rosita, but now Magna is definitely the hottest on the show. I don't know, brother. That's tough. They both come off as a bit bitchy. Damn. Can I pick Maggie? They're all hot. They're all good looking. I don't know. Something about Rosita, she comes off as a bitch. And obviously Magna has that resting bitch face. I think maybe she's got to wear in on us a little bit more. So I pick Michonne. Dude, guys, why has Comic Dwight been out of character? That's a tricky one. He's kind of out and in, Bank of Thunder, how many interviews have you done? When will we get the first one? Who will be the first one? I'm not going to get into that. Maybe a month ago I would have said it, but I learned my lesson. I mentioned something, and then I think we get 3 people who wait for me to say what's coming up, and they don't stop. They spam me comments about why isn't it out yet. So I have no idea. I know I did screw up, and I was supposed to get Peter Zimmerman on at the end of November. That was definitely my fault. But he's likely going to be the first up. I'll give you that one. Which, I will be honest, part of that was I kept waiting for him to show up in the next episode. I thought it'd be cool. He shows up one of the episodes, and then I hit him up and be like, oh, bud, okay, let's do this, and then we could talk about that episode. And after each episode, they were either cutting his scenes, or he was one of the people who either died off screen during the time skip, or he's one of the people who took Maggie to the freaking thing. And then if he did that, or if he died, I don't know if he's even allowed to talk about it. I didn't pressure him about it. I don't know. So, fuck. We could have him on and talk about shit that happened in season 8. You know what I mean? So if he has some scenes coming up in season 9, we could talk about that too. I was just waiting for those scenes to play out so we could talk about them. Maria Rowland with a $10 dono. Thank you very much for that support, Maria. Hey Ronnie, in episode 7, Henry asks Daryl, how'd you get the scar? To which Daryl doesn't respond. Then later, the X on Daryl is revealed. Does Henry know how the X came about? Thoughts? Yeah, I thought there's an idea. We know Michonne has it. We know Daryl has it. I assumed Carol has it as well. And then with him saying that, I didn't go back and rewatch the episode. I just caught it that once. We talked about it in that stream, but I was thinking there's got to be some type of connection there. So if they all have it, it's either a mark from an enemy or a villain. And like I said, I don't know what purpose that serves. Why would you mark or brand somebody in a spot that's so awkward and weird, and coincidentally it's the same spot that Rick got injured with? Like, why would you brand somebody where you can't see it? That's the whole idea of a brand, is to brand them and then you can see it easily. Either hand, shoulder, face, something where you can, you know what I'm saying? Lower back, it just feels so weird. So I still am sticking with some type of honor shit. Like, I don't know. It might even have to do with Daryl's scar. Daryl had an X on his upper back in season 3. If you watch where Merle rips down his shirt, he's got the whippings, sure, but he, on the upper right side, I think it is, he has what looks like a long line and a short line, which makes a weird looking X. If you go back and watch it, I used to have the picture. I don't know if I still do, but he definitely has what's like a weird X scar. So based off that, if Daryl was in, I don't know, cut himself to remember somebody he lost back in the day, and they just did that again, Daryl, Carol, and again, like an honor thing. It's weird, but I just don't know what else they're doing with that. But I think Henry knows something. I think he knows something, what? Thoughts on the movie Dragged Across Concrete? I never even... Oh, that's the same guy who did Cell Block 99 or something. I haven't heard or seen anything about it yet. Do you think Eugene and Rosita will get together this season? At this time, I don't think so. Have you been putting Make a Path... Oh, yeah. Put Make a Path Presents before your questions if you want to ask me directly. Do you think Dwight will be at the sanctuary when Negan goes there? I don't think so. In order for us to see Dwight again, he's got to show up because he was banished. It wouldn't make sense for him to just be kicking it. Kid Walker, do you think Rick will reunite with his family on the last movie? I don't know about the last movie, but I think there's definitely going to be some type of reunion coming up. Are you watching Anne and the Apocalypse, new zombie film? I'm so excited. I got to write that down. I never heard of that one either. Annie and the Apocalypse? Anne and the Apocalypse. Oops. I never heard of that one. Erica, is there no body? I think you mean to say who? Would the gang know where Rick was impaled? If there's no body, how would the gang know where Rick was impaled? The only thing I can imagine is two things. One, Maggie saw it. She saw Rick holding his side, and she even yells, he's wounded or he's injured. If you go back and watch it, she notices that. So she knows where it's at. It's on his side. As far as his back, Daryl drove him past the rebarb where he got poked. So it's almost definite that Daryl drove by that again and saw a puddle of blood and then a drip of blood. Daryl's a tracker. He's going to know, based off of just that blood, Rick being wounded, that he had to have fallen. He was on his horse, had to have fallen off his horse. Horse got spooked because of walkers. I mean, it literally spells itself out because there's no other... You can't be walking on your feet and then trip and fall and get the type of... maybe you can, I guess, but someone like Daryl will put two and two together. Again, because there's a huge puddle of blood on this rebarb, and then it even trails when he gets off the horse. Remember, he's walking and the blood is trailing. So I think they would know. If you're wounded here, you fall off and land... Yeah, I think that'd be easy for them to figure out. That's how I see it as. But yeah, it's a good point. How would they know? But I think if Daryl saw that and then put two and two together with what Maggie saw, him being wounded, the passage looks below average. Meh, says Take a Walk With Me. Ozzy, 91. We've lost a lot of great future comic moments like Rick and Negan during the Whisperer War, Andrea's death, and Michonne's reunion with her daughter. Yeah, hopefully we're going to gain new show stuff, though. Oh, Sharp Striker said, I thought they were going to make Judith a big character. Now, well, she was only in episode 9 and no more. She's going to be big, but she can't be in everything right now. You know? I think she needs time to grow and then interact with parts of the story that don't seem ridiculous for a little kid to be a part of, you know? Meowcat Bissy. Hey, Ronnie, do you know what a spoonerism is? No. No, I can't say that I do. I'm curious, though. A verbal error in which a speaker accidentally transposes the initial sounds or letters of two or more words, often to humorous effect, as in the sentence, "You have hissed the mystery lectures," accidentally spoken instead of the intended sentence, "You have missed the history lectures." Well, you fucking learn something new every day, huh? I didn't know there was a word for that. Jordan, sorry for your loss, brother. On a lighter note, do you think Alpha will have Rick's red machete and or her Ouroboros belt? I think she's definitely got to have the Ouroboros belt. For those who don't know, Ouroboros is the two snakes eating each other, and it creates the infinity sign. She had that in the comic. I'm pretty sure she'll have that in the show. As far as her having the red machete, I think it'd be interesting if she did. You know? Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you put in Megapath Presents. We're going to be ending it soon, but if you've been waiting to ask a question, put at Megapath Presents, because then it highlights it. Makes it easier for me to find it. Sorry, wait. What if the season finale, they show someone like Carol walk up to the border and then they cut the black? We have to wait No, they won't do that. No. Yeah, fans will be pissed. They learned their lesson. And that doesn't do anything. Because with Negan, we saw the build-up. We heard what was going to happen. He lifts it. It's all spelled out. If she walks up to the border and then it just cuts to black, that's too jarring and awkward. It could be anything. I mean, did we see that really? Most of the fans aren't keeping up with the discussions online. They don't read the comic. The majority of fans are casual, who they're living their everyday life, and they happen to watch the show and enjoy it. They're not into the activity online and reading the source material and shit like that. Why does everyone flop around about leadership like Jesus not wanting to run Hilltop, but then everyone gave Rick grief and blame for everything? That's life. Wait, this is a funny one. What Lies Beneath says, diverse cast, laugh my ass off. Yes, we need more gays and add some trannies and kill every straight man. The very last character that got killed was gay. I just thought your comment was funny because the last guy that got killed was gay, which is, it's a little ridiculous. I get sick of hearing, no offense. I mean, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that. I noticed by a number of your comments you were not happy about gay people on TV or trans people on TV or whatever it is, or diversity, yada, yada, yada. I get that, but I get so sick of both sides, you and the SJWs. You have the anti-SJWs who find diversity or if there's a gay character on the show, the whole show is tainted now. Don't let SJWs turn you into a paranoid psycho where everything is an agenda. Same thing with SJWs. So many people came out crying like, oh, they killed the gay guys. They hate the gays. They killed Denise. They hate the gays. And it's like, if they hated gay people, they wouldn't even fucking put them on the show. What kind of stupid shit is that? They killed that character for a number of different reasons. It had nothing to do with him being gay. So both sides piss me off. You annoy the shit out of me a little bit. I ain't mad at you. Stay here, but you just... It's not all agenda type shit. Sharp Striker. Characters you think will make it to the very end. Michonne, RJ, Judith, Herschel is what I predict. Oh, to the very, very end of the series? I'm not sure. What makes the territory theirs? Because they're in it. I mean, as far as their mentality, that's it. That's their area. What will happen to Scott? He is the only background Alexandrian character that we have seen this season. He could possibly die in the lineup. It's possible. Jordan, have you ever been to Walker Stalker Con? No. I never got to chat during a live stream. This was way more fun. Oh, awesome, Maria. I'm glad you were able to kick it with us. Nicole, will you be doing GOT reviews? I might. I'm so hyped for GOT. We might have a little discussion with it. If it comes out on Sundays, I'm sorry, people who don't like GOT, it's only 10 videos. But we're definitely going to have a segment for GOT reviews. Because I think it airs every Sunday. We might talk about that, yo. Have you ever listened to XXX music? No. Could the X's be punishment against Maggie? Supposedly she has one. And Daryl, because of Oceanside killing the Saviors, and then the X on Maggie on Michonne was payback. Again, I don't know if it's just me or none of that makes sense. I get what you're saying, but logically on the show, I don't see how any of that makes sense. Like, if Daryl and Maggie were scarred with an X, I don't understand why it's an X. I don't understand why it's on the lower back. I don't understand why that's a punishment. And then for them to get revenge and then put an X on Michonne as like payback. Again, really, I can't see those characters doing that. It just doesn't make any sense in their world for them to do that. I just can't. I can't see it. Tim Guzman, what do you think it would do to Carol if the Whisperers killed Henry in front of her? She'd lose her shit. I hate when the show gets one gay, black, Hispanic character and people get all bitchy about it. I think in 2018 and in the internet, people are going to just bitch about everything. If you look long enough, you'll see somebody bitching about it, but I don't think it's that bad yet. We're headed there, though. How cool would it be if Beta or Alpha slowly walk over to an injured character like a zombie and just get in their face and start imitating them and whispering weird, creepy shit? Well, it depends on how that plays out, but I want some creepy shit. Rick's belt would still be at the place where he got thrown off the horse, wouldn't it? Yeah, if he didn't take it with him, it didn't look like he did, it would still be there. So his belt, his blood, the horse tracks, the herd tracks, it would all be there. Do you think it will be tough seeing Ryan Hurst as Beta? His portrayal of Opie and his story was so damn good. Nah, because he's got the mask on. It should be fine. Whoa, with a question mark from Sean. I don't know what that means. I still want Tara's head on a spike, says Clinton. Gabriel's death question mark. Nah. SJWs and conservatives types cry just as much as the other. The reason Daryl's ex was because when he fell down to the hill, the arrow went through his side. Well, the arrow did go through Daryl's left side, yeah. That doesn't explain the X, though, unless they had some weird type of way where they stitched him up or fixed him up or something. But yeah, his arrow did go on the same side. I think GOT's coming back around April, isn't it? Who's your favorite rapper? Tupac. Jordan Leedon. I love Michonne, Maggie, and Carol, but Terrell doesn't fit strong women type. She's gots to go. Heads on spike. Regan Simpson. Enjoyed the stream. First one I've watched live because The Walking Dead doesn't air till Monday here, and it's like 5 a.m. when you live stream. Oh, nice. Well, we got a bunch more coming up. We're going to keep this going throughout the break. Chris Rambo, did you like... Wait, what? Did you like Otto on Sons? You mean Otto on Sons of Anarchy? You know, the man... Oh, I loved Otto. Otto is the writer and creator of Sons of Anarchy. His real name's Kurt Sutter. I'm sure you knew that already. I'm just saying for those who didn't. Yeah, I like him. Hey Ronnie, just joined the stream. Tell me what are your death predictions, and also I can't. We got a whole video coming up for that, brother. I wouldn't be able to just off the top of my head. I got a couple, I think, but I'm also building a few more. But I think I'm pretty confident, but with what I got. Also, was Jesus the most underused character in the series? I don't know about the most, but he was definitely on the list of underused for sure. Clive says, Ron, do you think the X has something to do with prison time? No. Michonne knew about Magna jail time. No, I don't think so at all. Have you ever listened to XXX music again? No, I don't know what that even is. I don't listen to a lot of rap nowadays. It's pretty damn corny to me. And that's coming from someone who reviews toys on fucking YouTube nowadays. Yeah, with their skinny jeans and all the stupid shit they talk about, I can't fucking bother with it, to be honest. It's a bunch of dumb fucking little bitches, to be honest. And I will have no part in that. Mohan Singhal with a $5 dono. Ronnie, since you compared the Whisperers to Native Americans before, how'd you feel if they had a kind of main character whisperer who's a Native American? I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't care. I mean, it doesn't, there's no connection. Like when I made the comparisons with Native Americans, it's only because of being mobile and living off the land. It has nothing to do with their ways or their culture. It has no connections like that. It basically means living off the land. That's what Native Americans did. That's what tribes do. So they're like tribal. As a general way to explain them. So if one of their members was a Native American, it wouldn't matter. But the more Native Americans we can get in TV shows and movies, I'd be happy with that. Because we pretty much slaughtered the shit out of them all. I mean, where are they now? They're, it's rough. So, yeah, bring the more the merrier, I feel. Do you think Maggie walking towards Jesus' casket from the sky view? I'm hoping so, but I highly doubt it. They said 6. They said she's in 6 episodes. To have Maggie come back in a surprise episode and then have some moments and have her leave again, 1, I think it would be super cool. 2, I just don't think it's happening simply because if Jesus got killed and there's really no one to leave in charge, I can't see Maggie leaving. I can't see that. She would let all her people down. So I don't think it's her walking through, although it would be pretty cool. If I was directing The Walking Dead, I would have multiple takes of different characters on the pikes and look on the internet to see what is the safest route for viewership. Huh? Oh, I get what you mean. What's your thoughts on Negan's priorities now that he's out? Go find Lucille. I think that's on his list. Also, what do you expect Lucille's fate truly was? Was Michonne being truthful? I think she's lying. I think somebody has Lucille. Mimba 1025. Do you think we'll see Dante 5-step zombie killing in any way? No, not yet. I don't think so. I think they remixed that differently with having Jesus and Aaron fighting the zombies. Favorite The Walking Dead weapon? I'm going to go with Lucille. I like Lucille. I like seeing Alden do it. Alden could do it, but you need a couple guys. Alden's a blacksmith. I don't know if that would fit. Eugene getting them Rosita buns. Probably not. What do you think happened to the rocket launcher that Abraham found? They probably don't have rockets for it. I know Negan took it, didn't he? What if the X is the helicopter propellers? Okay, now you guys are just smoking that grass. You're smoking that shit. How would they know? I don't know. Do you think Jerry can replace Ezekiel as one of the heads? I think he could, yeah. I think it would impact the community the same. I think there's a chance we're either going to get Jerry or his girlfriend's head on there. Any chance we see Snow on the show? I think there's a slim chance. I hope we do sometime, though. Maria Rowland with a $5 dono. Are you surprised the teens at Hilltop with Henry haven't tried to sneak and get some of Enid's medicinal herbs? Oh, yeah, I'm surprised. They probably have, though, for all we know. They probably have. Thank you very much for that support. Captain Carbonite. I stopped watching Sons of Anarchy after Opie. I stopped watching for a couple weeks too. He was my favorite character. I'm stoked for Beta. I was the same. Sharp Striker. No one likes Tara. It's not because she's a lesbian. She's been around for 6 seasons and hasn't done shit. Case closed. Amber Gray. Ronnie, do you think Oceanside would want vengeance for Cindy's grandmother who Enid? No, I think that's all dead and gone. That was just a bad accident, you know? Jordan Leedon. Would you like to see, I don't know what that name is, Walker again on Fear on a possibly as a Whisper? Wait, what? As a follow-up to a Native American Whisper? Oh, you're talking about Taka? Walker again on Fear as possibly as a Whisper? No, why would he be a Whisper? No, I don't want any crossover with Whispers on Fear the Walking Dead. No, thank you. Dylan Voorhees. Hey, Ronnie, do you think episode 5 would have been better if Glenn or Lori had a scene with Rick? I mean, we've had extended episodes. No, I agree with... Wait, hold on. We've had extended episodes that weren't important. I wonder if they reached out to either... I'm surprised they didn't reach out to Glenn. I would have liked that, but I'm good with not being with Lori and Carl, because when I think about it, Angela Kang is right. He's searching for his family. He's talking about his family in the now, not his family of past, you know? And it's a nice parallel that he was looking for his family originally, and that is, you know, his family, his wife, his son. But since they're dead and, you know, this is the now, he's searching for his family today, which is Daryl, Carol, Michonne, like that's his family, Judith, and you name it. So it makes sense that they didn't highlight Carl, they didn't highlight Lori, because they're his family in this broken world now. So I'm fine with them not showing up. Do I want to see Ruben Blades in The Walking Dead? I'd rather him in The Walking Dead than in Fear the Walking Dead. You think Dwight will bump into Negan at the Sanctuary? I don't think so. I don't know why he would be there, so... yeah, I remember Chuck. The guy who would say, I accept that. Mohan Singhal, $5 dono. You missed one of my super chats also. If they kill Jerry, I swear I will stop watching. Let me scroll up and see what happened. Oh, here we go. I don't know about timeline stuff, but what if they did the Negan with taking head to Gabriel and then they put Gabriel's head on a pike, but remixed timeline sorta? I would have to say it's a clever little funny thing. It's like he brings Gabriel the head and then Gabriel's head ends up on a spike. You know, that's a fun chuckle moment, but I'm good because you got to really pervert the timeline just to make that even possible. You would have to have Alpha killed first and then the Border, which it just doesn't make any sense because Alpha was killed because she was established that this is a serious threat, and Negan was like, listen, if you guys are going to be little bitches about it, then I'm going to go handle it. And that's why he went out and handled it. But again, that's different person's tastes on it. Oh shit, I really went over my time. Now that Negan is free, do you think he's changed after being yeah, I think he's definitely changed. Or do you think he'll go back to being old Negan? No. I think he's still Negan at heart, but he's not going to be like the leader tyrant type. I think he's done with that. Jersey Devil, you skip mine, laugh out loud. Let me see. I didn't see any others. Mohan Singhal. Jersey Devil. I don't see any super chats from Jersey Devil there, buddy. Unless you mean I skip your comment, then yeah, it's hard to get in all of them. I mean, that 10 seconds I looked for your thing, we got all these comments here now. Let's see where I am. Now, wait. Did you like Lori on the show? Yeah, for the character she was. She pissed me off at times, sure, absolutely. Especially when it came to the end of the Shane and that fiasco, she made me mad. I always thought, I don't know if the actress got it wrong, but I always thought that Lori slapped Rick because Carl had to put Shane down, and she knew what that would do to her kid. It just made sense. And then the actress said in an interview that she slapped him because when she heard that he killed Shane, she just, a part of her, it just hit her, and she just, and I was like, what? That is, if they wrote it to be that, I'm sorry, but that is so fucking stupid. Unless you're writing her to be a hypocritical bitch. And if that's the case, job well done. I can't after that moment, fuck her. Couldn't stand the bitch. Except for the one moment. There was one real moment that I liked, is when he put her hand on her shoulder in season 3 when they were kind of beefing before she died, and he walks away and she kind of puts her chin down where his hand was. Well, those subtle moments like that, well played. I think that was spectacular. That was probably one of the only times I felt bad for Laurie. In the promo, Negan is in the sanctuary, and they're implying he is going to lead the sanctuary again. You think they're misleading us? Oh yeah, take another look. There's fucking cobwebs all over the place. Nobody lives there anymore. If they do, then maybe no one goes up to that floor anymore. But the sanctuary, they even admitted it went bust. Go look again. It looks abandoned. I don't think he's going to be leading. I think they are misleading us, definitely. Any chance of Michonne or Daryl were the Whisperer Master in the war? I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, Negan is informed about Rick's death. You're not going to go 6 years after dealing with Rick and then not find out he's dead. Ronnie, are you bummed that Morgan won't get any story for the Whisperers on The Walking Dead? Oh, yeah, I'm bummed that Morgan is on Fear altogether. Brian, when do you have live streams? I'm going to subscribe, but just wanted to know, this is so cool stream. I don't have to spend money to get your question heard. Pretty cool. Every Sunday around 10:30, between 10:30 and 10:45 we start. Sometimes a couple minutes early, but usually I wait until 10:30 at the earliest. And that's only to keep it simple and to go with when the episodes air and shit like that. Mimba, what would happen if the show passed the comics? They would just make shit up then. Luckily they're working with Kirkman, so he can let them know where around it they're heading. But I think going into the Commonwealth at this time, unless things change, I don't really think they need to stick with the comics. Sasha definitely felt out of place in 905. Felt like that scene would have been better with someone else. Yeah, I agree there. I mean, it's good for what it is, but it just feels like she was there simply because that's the only person that said yes to coming back. And it was kind of creepy how she pops up too. That was probably one of the only nitpicks when I went back and did 905 for the deeper into. That was the only nitpick. I kind of was like, even after rewatching it, I don't like that little part. It's fine with what she said, and I like how he sees her, and they have that little moment, but yeah. The way Laurie told Rick to kill Shane, and then when he did, she was angry. She did that a few times where she just made a decision and then changed her mind. Yeah. Dave, what do you think Negan was going to do when he had the shovel and went into Rick's house? I'm still on the fence about that. There could be something that we don't know of that, he's interested in, and he needs the shovel. Or he could have the shovel for protection, for a weapon. He could know that he's going to be leaving, so he could have the shovel for something to get out. I don't know. I don't think he has anything planned to hurt anyone. They had the chance to make an Andrea the best female character, but I'm glad we got Carol instead of her. Melissa McBride is far better actress, said Sharp Striker. Pure Phantom. Wait, I missed it. What do you think will happen to Scott? He's the only... Oh, I already read that. How? You must have doubled that up, or somebody doubled that up. Ronnie, do you think they'll give Rick's second comic throat bite to some other character? It's possible, but I just don't see how it fits the story anymore. That would have happened in the earlier episodes with the beef with the Saviors and stuff. I don't think it fits anymore. I mean, they can do it with the tension with the Whisperers and Rick not wanting to attack right away. Sure, they can remix it, but I say we get a remix, but a little bit off. Wait, how'd you feel if they start the new season, starts Negan is in a cell instead of the sanctuary like in the trailer? I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't care. I mean, he's going to get to the sanctuary. It doesn't have to happen right away. Do you think Negan will run into Beta, a.k.a. Jolly Green, Frowny McTwo-Knives? Yeah, I think he's gotta. What time is it? All right, yeah, we got to really shut this down. It's getting late. I got to go. But like I said, this week, let me read this last question. Chris Rambo, do you think a 1-year time skip would have been better after No Way than 2 months? I think so, because getting the governor, the Negan 4 months later just feels so soon. I'm good with it. After No Way. You mean No Way Out? Yeah, I don't care about that little time skip. I don't care. Awesome. Yeah, put those notification bells on. Like I said, this week is going to be iffy. I'm going to be traveling. Won't probably have internet for a few days as well. I'll try my best, though, to get up that. I got that. A member of the Map family sent in the Rick figure. I'll try my best to get that video posted before I go. That way we're not waiting on that. And then I guess while I'm gone, I guess I'm going to work on a couple things and then come back. And I'm really trying to, like I said, go into 2019. We're going to be alternating pretty good. I got a schedule planned out with some polished videos on here and some other stuff with the Ronnie Hayes channel. We got some gameplay stuff coming up on that channel. And then once a week we have something coming up on Typical Juju. That's my daughter's channel. Not huge at first, but once a week. She already has her video ready to go. I just need to edit a little more with that. And then I think I'm going to wait until I get back, and I'm going to start with that. It'll be a couple things on, I think we got 3 videos ready to go for the Ronnie Hayes channel. But I'll wait till we get back because I don't want to post them and then wait and then come back and post them again. So once we start posting, I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. Where you traveling to? I got to go back to Pennsylvania. No, it's not for a vacation or nothing. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for the Super Chat support, the Patreon support, the mods holding it down, not just in the live streams, but also removing some comments for example, what's the word I look for? Spoilers and junk. I've seen a bunch of comments that were removed that had clear spoilers in it. People just copy and pasting shit from spoiler sites. So thank you very much for keeping the channel as clean as possible when you see that. Everyone's for support as a whole, and any newcomers, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because we are here every single Sunday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And after this week break, we're going to be returning with some videos, so keep an eye out for that. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you next Sunday for sure at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bye.